How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's something really big that's either gonna, send us down or send us up pretty significantly by the end of the day. So I want to go through that. I also want to go through something that a lot of people are asking right now, which is why are there so many whales selling Bitcoin right now? Why are there so many Satoshi era whales selling? And I've heard some different rumors out there. We'll be going through them and we'll be looking at whether it makes sense to do that right now too. Should you be selling? And then also a trading strategy that can give you really good returns right now. If you don't mind though, before we get started, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Join my Telegram underneath the video too. Another person got banned off of YouTube. I saw someone that's not even in crypto too, someone that I watch in the stock space that got a video taken down, Jeremy from Financial Education. So if you want to join me on Telegram, in case I do get kicked off YouTube, you can get videos there. Check that out underneath the video. It's completely free. By the way, if you do want to trade crypto, there's a link to BYDFi underneath the video. It's actually in the link tree, so click the link tree and then go 2 links down. When you use my link, you can get in on some of these trading bonuses. This is not something that's just for new users. This is for everyone that's ever signed up, that has signed up under my link. You can trade and get up to $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, which is awesome because just the more you trade, the more you get. We've done this in the past, and the last 2 times combined, we've given away $40,000, or BitFi has. So if you are interested in that, check it out underneath the video. If you are someone that's already signed up for BYDFi in the past and you want to get under my link so that way you can get some of this free money, join the Telegram. There's a pin message on who to reach out to get your account under me so that you can get some of these rewards. Now let's roll the disclaimer real quick before we get into it. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence. Okay, Bitcoin is falling down. We're actually moving up before the market opened up to 105,000. You can see we kind of bottomed out around 102, 103,000 yesterday and started to make a move back up. And then as the market opened, we've just been falling pretty drastically. The traditional markets have also fallen. Like the NASDAQ actually was up a decent amount in the pre-market and even when the market opened, and it's just kind of been down and down and down. Now this could be because of the fear around tonight. So the U.S. House will vote around 7 p.m. Eastern time to end the U.S. government shutdown. This could take some time. So maybe we'll know, 9, 10 p.m. or something like that. This would be, I think, very bullish for the markets if the government shutdown ended. A lot of people will start getting back pay, and there'll just be less of a ripple effect throughout the economy. But this has been concerning a lot of people recently with more and more government programs being shut down, and also like air traffic controllers being out of business or being out of work and that kind of thing. So a lot of them have left, as I understand, and there have been more flights that have been shut down. So it's starting to, affect people that aren't even part of the government and, SNAP benefits and all that stuff. So this is starting to hurt the economy, which people are, accounting for. Keep in mind too, this will kind of drive the narrative for the next week or so, but then we have NVIDIA earnings. NVIDIA earnings are 1 week from today after market close. This will give us an idea if what NVIDIA sees for the future 3 months or, future year, and whether the AI trade is still on, which I think it is, but, the market's very concerned about it. Now, a lot of people are wondering, why aren't we higher? Right? We're at $102,000 right now. Why is Bitcoin at 102 when the traditional markets are near all-time highs? Why is Bitcoin off of its top 20%? And what a lot of people have been starting to notice, a lot of Satoshi era whales have been selling their Bitcoin. Now, this is concerning for some people. They're saying, what do they know that we don't? Why are they selling? Why are so many reawakening after not having touched their Bitcoin for 10 years, 15 years? Why are they starting to sell now? I heard an interesting rumor yesterday, something that I was actually having lunch with someone, and they said that they've been hearing that some of these investors that have been around in Bitcoin for a long time are selling and actually putting their capital into Zcash, which wouldn't surprise me that someone's doing that because the price has gone up a lot, but I don't think it's all the whale selling because this person, took $1.5 billion off the table. And even if they paid a little bit in taxes, let's say 50% taxes, they would not cause this kind of recent pump in Zcash, right? Like the market cap's only 7.4 billion. If someone were to inject $500 million, that would be crazy. It would send up the price so quickly. So I don't think that's necessarily happening with all the Satoshi era whales. Some people might say that some of this money is coming into Zcash, which wouldn't surprise me because it is up like 10x in the last month or so. So some of this money probably is going into Zcash along with other money. There are probably some traders in on it too. This is a decentralized cryptocurrency focused on privacy and anonymity. I've never really looked into it too much, but maybe that's something that is getting a bit of a narrative recently. And yeah, when something goes up 1,000% in a sideways market, I'm usually not super interested in it because usually it's a sign that it's overheated and overvalued maybe. So that could be one of the reasons, I guess, that Bitcoin whales are selling. They're putting into cryptos that are moving, but that doesn't really seem like something that would be happening with a lot of these Satoshi era whales, especially since they've held for 15 years and Zcash has been around for 10 basically. So what else could it be? Well, it could be that we're getting towards the end of the cycle. Right? This is typically the top of the cycle. If you look at the last 3 cycles, it's always been Q4, the post-halving year. So that could be it. Maybe they're just taking some profits off the table. They're up, 100,000x, and they decided that they didn't want to go through another bear market. Could be that we've had institutionalization, and there's some thoughts that maybe there's not like another big event happening. But I push back on that. Right? There's still catalysts that could happen in the future, and Bitcoin might just trade more with the general market now. It doesn't necessarily need a bunch of catalysts. It's just part of the overall, financial landscape. And when good things happen, Bitcoin is going to go up. The other thing is too, Bitcoin's not that overheated. I mean, you look at this and the risk level. This is on Into the Cryptoverse. You can check it out in the link tree. You get 10% off code. The Bitcoin risk level is at 0.46. So the highest risk level it can be is 1. So that's like the highest risk, based on a variety of factors. And then the lowest it can be is 0. So it's like smack dab in the middle. We are not overheated. This is basically the lowest that we've been. This is the lowest we've been since like 2023. It's right at the bottom. If you want to find like maybe a little bottom indicator, unless we go into a bear market, like this is the same risk that we were at when we were at $25,000 Bitcoin back in September 2023. Or if you go to September 24, we were at 57,000 Bitcoin. Or if you go to April 2025, it's the same that we were at like $83,000 Bitcoin, and now we're at $102,000 Bitcoin. Who knows? Maybe this is a pretty good bottom indicator, and this is a good time to dollar cost average. I mean, we are down $24,000 from the high. So if this isn't the bottom, right? I went through yesterday, like what could we look for? Well, I think people would panic. Let's say the House votes against the reopening, and we drop real quick. We have a bunch of liquidations. I think there would be a lot of panic if Bitcoin fell into like the $97,000 range. There's a CME gap at 97,000. If we fell down there, we would set a new lower low. We would have lots of liquidations. We would be below the previous low from the summer, which was at $97,000 or $98,000 as well back in June. So I think that would cause some panic. Some people would then look too and see that we're below the 50-week EMA, which is at 98,000. So yeah, we could see some further selling, but again, I don't really want to take profit on Bitcoin when it's down 20-25%, when everything else is at all-time highs, when the Fed's cutting rates, when there's going to be quantitative easing here soon. But of course, you can approach at your own risk, right? I'm curious your thoughts on this underneath the video. If you do want to trade, I think a really solid trade right now, and one that I've been making, is using a low leverage on Bitcoin. So 3x leverage, for example, at today's prices, we would have to go down to below $70,000 for you to get liquidated. And let's say we went up to all-time highs. That would be a 20% gain times 3. That would be a 60% gain. So unless you think we're going to go basically into another bear market, like a pretty deep bear market where we're down almost 50% from the highs, unless you think that's going to happen, if you think we're going to, kind of putt around, go back up, which is what we've seen in the past where we've chopped around, gone down 30%, then made a big move up, chopped around, went down 30%, and made a big move up. If you think that's bound to happen again, that could be a really good trade for you. Of course, approach at your own risk, right? I'm not giving financial advice. If you do want to trade crypto, check out the link underneath the video to BYDeFi. There are also other links to BTCC, BitUnix, Weeks, and Blowfin. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.